Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So before we jump into today's video, I just want to thank you guys all so much for 120,000 subscribers on this channel. Very, very amazing of you guys. Thank you all for subbing and supporting me on this channel. If you guys do, comment, like, and just in general support the channel in one way or another. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so we can hit the next goal ASAP. Anyways, let's get to today's video. This past Thursday, I did my weekly cover of the week's update for Old School RuneScape, and we talked about how the bosses, so the Major Arena 2 bosses, were pretty much the biggest change of the update because, their graphics were insane. They looked really, really cool. But it turns out that the actual biggest update that is going to have the probably biggest impact on the game is actually this one right here, the Revenant's drop table. So this change they made to the Revenant's drop table where they took away the 100 times item drop and added some new statuettes. For example, right here we added statuettes as unique drops and also added the regular drops as a more common drop to the, the drop table, so you get them more frequently. It turns out that's actually the biggest update of this week because it is insane right now. If we head to the Revenant's wiki page, you can see that pretty much everything is an uncommon drop there. We do have a couple of very rare drops like the 1 to 9 Magic Seed drop. We have the new statuettes here, the biggest one going for about 16 mil GP, or you can alch it, I think, for 60% of the sale value. The Ancient Relic is the most expensive, then Effigy, Medallion, Statuette, Totem, and Emblem, and then we have the Ancient Crystal as well, which I believe makes the obelisk in your player-owned house. But everything here is an uncommon drop, but it mainly feels like a common drop, because if you kill one of the higher level Revenants, for example, I'd say if you kill anything from maybe the Hellhound up, from the Hellhound Demon, Orc, Dark Beast, Revenant Knight, Revenant Dragon, you will pretty much always, guaranteed, it's very rare if you don't, get one of these drops. And you can see how much they updated this drop table. Look at the resources right here. I mean, you get hundreds of certain items. U-Logs, you get hundreds of those. Coal, hundreds of those. I mean, this is an Iron Man wet dream right here. If you think about it, mahogany planks, black d'hide, adamant bars. I thought that the Rune Dragon drop table was sort of overpowered when it first came out. Now we have this thing right here. I mean, that is crazy. We have the updated super restores, even though these aren't, that expensive anymore. Bracelet of Ethereum always goes for, I think, over 40k because you can alch it for that much. So a very, very good drop table, I have to say. Now, whether it's balanced or not, I don't know. I'm just saying good because you can make a lot of money here. My question to you is, do you think that this drop table is balanced? Let's get some discussion going in the comment section below, so don't forget to leave your comment on whether or not you think this new drop table is balanced. So there's a couple of things people are talking about. Pretty much when Rev Caves were first released, they were promised minimum 2 mil an hour GP from the Revenants, and while you could make decent money at the Revenants, they really weren't what they were promised. The drops weren't that great, and you saw people leaving pretty much quite quickly from Revenants. So I think the team may have seen that. They wanted to bring people back to Revenants. They see this huge buff to the drop table, and now it is pretty much minimum 2 mil an hour GP when you go there. But people are also saying that they wanted to make this drop table so good that people hated it because it was so good that they had to go to the wilderness to make this sort of money, that people would end up voting for something like PvP armors to come in instead. So there's this like conspiracy theory that Jagex made this purposely bad and people are going to vote to have this drop table removed so then they can add PvP armors and try to make it a bit more balanced. Again, that's just a very far out thing people are talking about, but hey, you never know. My personal opinion is that I think Jagex does want to have many unique drops from Revenants. They don't want to have this sort of resource drop table, but people voted no to pretty much all unique drops, that they had trouble adding unique drops that people, would end up voting yes to. I mean, just take a look at the bottom of the Revenant drop table update, what they say right here. Again, we'd like to reiterate that we are open to replacing the statuettes in the future if unique rewards can be agreed on, and we encourage you all to send in suggestions for new rewards in the forum thread or on the different subreddits for Old School RuneScape. They put this in bold right here. Open to replacing the statuettes in the future. Open to replacing the statuettes in bold. I personally think that they are saying, hey, we want to add unique rewards. Please suggest them to us. Please agree on something so we can add them to the game. But again, that's just my opinion. It's a pretty mysterious topic, so I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. Now that you've seen the new drop table and you've heard my opinion on the whole topic, let's head to the new Revenant Caves and try to make as much money as we can per hour. Now, when people were first discovering how overpowered the drop table was for the new Revenants, they were saying it is minimum 5 million GP per hour. If you head there right now, you are going to make 100 mil in a day. You're going to be insanely rich. You never have to worry about money ever again. 5 mil an hour, even 4 mil an hour when people were talking about this is way too much money. They must have been the first people there when the update was released and nobody else was killing them. Nobody was PKing there, because at the moment, the Revenant Caves are the most packed they probably will ever be. They're so bad. No matter what world you hop to, you're going to minimum find 20 people there killing the different revenants. I mean, if you find an empty world, it's probably because a clan had just come through and killed everybody in that world and made everybody teleport out, and you have that world to yourself for probably a couple minutes before people start hopping back in. Now, I definitely do agree that if you are here by yourself in an empty world and there's nobody else here killing the revenants and PKers are not coming every couple of minutes and trying to kill you, you can definitely make upwards of 5 million GP per hour here. But like I said earlier, at the moment, that just isn't possible. There are minimum 20 people on each world trying to kill every single Revenant, especially the Revenants that drop the really good loot, like the Revenant Orc, Dark Beast, Knight, and Dragon. Now, the two probably most popular ones here are the Revenant Orc and Revenant Dark Beast, mainly because they are below level 30 Wilderness. So if you are killing them and you see PKers come, you can teleport out, no problem, without having to worry about, making it below level 30. But the Revenant Dragon, Revenant Knight, Revenant Hellhound, if you guys don't make it below level 30 in time, then you're probably going to die. So usually the ones below level 30, like I said, the Orc and the Dark Beast, are probably pretty packed with 4 or 5 people on them at a time. Now, that's just the first thing you have to worry about at Revenant Caves, is competing with other people for the drops. But okay, that's fine. You have to compete with a lot of people for drops at different bosses, so no biggie. But that leads to another interesting topic, which is the use of blowpipes here. Blowpipes are, blowpipe is a very interesting item. It's pretty much been the go-to weapon for many people ever since it came out, for any new boss that's come out, just because the DPS it has, the damage it does is crazy. It's very consistent. It's the same thing at Revenants. You are seeing level 70s and level 80s with blowpipes just sniping drops from, the max combat levels here, just because the blowpipe hits so well. And the thing is, usually with these high level Revenants, since there are 4 to 5 people on them at a time, sometimes more, the Revenant's going to die in 1 or 2 ticks. It dies very, very quickly. So if you don't get a big first hit from whatever weapon you're using, the chances are you're not going to get the drop. Now, when I first started killing the Revenants for this video, I discovered that a lot of people were using Dragon Darts. I was using just a regular setup, Black D'hide, had a ranged Koi Fawn, Snakeskin Boots, Salvami with the Blowpipe, and Rune Darts. And I was getting some drops, but not as many as the people who were using the Dragon Darts. And when I saw this, I was like, oh man, I have to shell out now to buy Dragon Darts to try to compete for these drops. And I mean, I was okay with it. I ended up using Dragon Darts for a little bit, but then I discovered that many people here, especially the higher combat levels, were actually using the Elder Maul, because, the Elder Maul has a chance to hit really high on these Revenants, and with how fast they die, if you get a big first hit, the chances are that you're going to get the drop with the Elder Maul. So I switched to the Elder Maul about halfway through, and it was a lot better for me. I was getting, my first hits were sometimes 50s, 60s, which meant that if you hit that high, you're usually going to get the drop. So if you are killing the Revenants and you are a higher level and you can afford something like the Elder Maul, I personally liked using the Elder Maul. If you like using the Blowpipe, that's fine as well. If you're a lower level, you should always stick with the Blowpipe. Nothing else is going to work for you here. But in my case, I started with the Blowpipe and then ended with the Elder Maul. And the nice thing was that with the Elder Maul, I'm not using darts, I'm not using skill, so I'm not really losing money when attacking these things. Setup wise, you really don't have to worry about risking that much here, because you can just bring 3 really good items. In my case, I had my Helm of Nezi, Dragon Boots, and then I had my Elder Maul, so I protected those 3 if I did happen to die. So if I did die, I lost like Per Potions and Black D'hide, my Salvami, so I really didn't lose that much when I did happen to die. And if you have your looting bag with you as well, you can just pretty much loot all your drops, put them in the looting bag, and just leave them there if you want. If you do die, sometimes you do end up losing everything in your looting bag, but recently I've seen people destroying the looting bag, which means that the BKers don't get any of the drops. I don't know if I like that. I feel like that's, I don't know, that's another thing to talk about, is people destroying their looting bags with all their loot in it before they get killed because they don't want the BKers to get the drops. I mean, that's what the wilderness is for. People kill you there to get your stuff that you have. But I guess, with how some of the PKers act when you're there, they probably don't deserve to get the loot either, so I can see both sides. I was at Revenants for 5 hours when making this video, and this was the loot tab that I ended up with after those 5 hours. Now, I didn't get any of the rare drops, unfortunately, which made me, a bit sad because I love rare drops. But the thing is, with how good the common drop table is, you make so much money here, even without the rare drops, that it's really not that big of a deal. So let's get everything in the price checker and see how much we made. I think we're going to be 1 inventory space short, so we'll see. So this is the first inventory. We have some Dragon Daggers left, which is what? I don't even know how much those go for. Probably we'll say it's like 100k right there. So we put this in the price checker. Okay, so almost 10 mil. It's a bit lower because of OS Buddy guide price, but pretty much 2 mil an hour if you think about it. Maybe a little bit less, 1.8, 1.9 mil an hour is what I made. So 5 hours netted me about 10 mil at the new Revenant Caves. And that was with all the competition there. That was with all of the Revenant PKers that were there. So the thing is, these are better than the Rune Dragons video I made. I thought those were amazing. This is even better. I mean, you can't die to the Revenants because of the Bracelet of Ethereum. They can never really kill you since you don't take any hits. So the only thing you have to worry about is dying to PKers and the competition of the other people as well. But man, I didn't think it'd be this much. That's really crazy to me that it's almost 2 mil an hour, even with, I got quite a few drops when I was there, but I can only imagine how much I would have made if I would have gotten every single drop. That blows my mind. I understand why people are saying this was upwards of 5 mil. I don't think people were making this much unless they got one of those big rare drops, but with no competition there and no PKers, definitely 5 mil an hour is possible. I do plan on going back there, maybe not in the next week or two, but probably in like a month or maybe a little bit less than that, because I want to try these out when there's less competition there. I want to see how much I can make. But now, seeing this drop table, seeing how much I made with all that competition there, I'm wondering if these are ever not going to be packed because of how much money you can make. It's very crazy to me. I'm still sort of in shock. I didn't think I would have made that much. But yeah, guys, that is going to finish off today's video. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And don't, of course, forget to leave your comments in the comment section below on what you think of the new Revenants, what you think of the new drop table. Should it be changed? Should it stay the same? I'm curious. I like discussion in my comments, so what do you guys think? Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Wow.